So, welcome everyone. This is an exploration of unknowableness, chaos, and nothing. It's all nothing. And that's all there is. All there is, it's everything. It's nothing. It's suggested there is just timeless thisness, timeless freedom, which is this. It's all there is. No limitations, boundaries found. It's just all encompassing. It's energy, you could say. All there is energy. Not definable, really. But this energy seemingly being all-encompassing, all there is. There's nothing outside of it, inside of it, behind, in front, above, below. There's no real dimensions found either. But as boundless energy, totally free, can appear as limitation, can appear as direction, dimension, destination. It can seem to appear as contraction, position, time, space, consciousness, experience. It can appear in any which way. It's suggested that whatever's appearing to happen is empty and full. There's no substance whatsoever. And that's really all there is to it. But also what can seem to happen is an energy, or just energy, appearing as contracted energy and then feeling separate from what is. This is a dream, of course, because there is only what is. And so a feeling of being separate from what is also what is. But when there's a separation experience, there's a feeling of going after something, looking for something, looking for fulfillment, relief, pleasure, comfort, looking for euphoria, elation, enlightenment, looking for lasting happiness. There's a looking, a constant searching, striving, seeking, grasping for what is already actually unconditional freedom. So it's suggested that what is being looked for is actually already what is. There's no way of getting closer or further away from what is, because what is unconditional freedom. What is enlightenment already. It can't be limited. It can't be conditioned, because then it wouldn't be enlightenment or unconditional freedom. It's already everything. So there's no way of, sort of clouding that or revealing it. It just is already everything. And so even the sense that a dream is still happening, well, this is freedom too. It's not real, it's just an illusion, but it's freedom appearing as an illusion. And so it's not acknowledged that anything could happen to make this, what's being shared, more obvious or more clear, because it doesn't need to be made more clear, really. A dream or a wakeful whatever, a going towards or away from, a slowing down or a speeding up, a sense of glimpse or falling away or resonating. It's all what is. There is only what is, and it's all unconditionally free. In that sense, what is being totally free can't be gotten wrong or right. It can't be navigated. And there is already no one to be navigating or to be making a mess of this. It's already free. It just is free. It never hasn't been free. It never hasn't even been and never hasn't, because there's not even a real past or a real future. So unconditional freedom is all there is. And even the sense of imprisonment, entanglement, illusion, it's just, there is only just unconditional freedom. And in that sense, there is only what's longed for. It's not wanted. It's not what's wanted by this illusory separation experience of a separate self. Me doesn't want unconditional freedom. Me is unconditional freedom appearing as a wanting conditioned freedom. And that's also unconditional freedom. If this is unconditional freedom, it must be non-objective, nowhere to be found, no one to look for, impossible to lose. This morning I woke up knowing to one who started making me breakfast. Yeah, absolutely. Unconditional freedom is just, there's being unconditional just cannot be defined, can't be limited, comprehended at all. And so it suggested that that is everything. It's all there is. It's timeless. So you can't even say it has never not been, never won't be, because it's timeless. It's just everything. And it's nothing. It's nothing and everything. It's both and neither. It defies all limitation, conditionality, comprehension, definition. And so, yes, it could never really be objectified or subjectified. It's just all there is. But even an objectified thing is just an appearance. And it's suggested that unconditional freedom appears as objects and subjects, but that's just dream stuff. So yeah, it can't be found. It can't even really be revealed because it was never lost. It was never really hidden. That's the question, why do you speak? So I don't. There is no I. Speaking simply happens by itself. It's this character seems to enjoy it. It seems to have fun, but it's not motivated by anything, really. I mean, it's just sort of joyful, really, and it just utters itself spontaneously. But yeah, it's absolutely pointless. It also tends to make a bit of money, which is helpful. But what's more apparent is just joyfully sharing with people all over the world. But there is no one in that. There's not really a sharing with anyone. There's just simply timeless, immediate, free-flowing, uttering. This body, just to go a little bit more into that, just if that wasn't satisfying enough for you, this body, characteristics and whatever, has a preference to share this rather than teach Qigong and yoga and breath work, because that would probably be the alternative if one needed to make an income. However, no one ever chose either way what to do. It just happens. After nothing was temporarily being glimpsed, the pain of presence became ever more obvious. Then seekings seemed to start. Sometimes I wonder, what if this first glimpse, shock, had never happened years ago? Yeah, when body seems to get a taste of absence, of separate self, illusory separate self, there can seem to be quite a contrast between a sense of someone being in a body and a sense of just boundlessness. And then the glimpse and recontracting. The contracting, there seems to be quite a contrast. This is all illusory, of course, but the contrast of presence and absence can seem to intensify the whole experience for me, the illusory me. And so after a glimpse, which is also a contradiction of terms because glimpse is actually timeless, there's no real after or before, but after a so-called glimpse, seeking can intensify even more to try and get back as though someone was actually there. So it can seem to, become irritable. Yeah, take me back to Eden. It's death. Me thinks it wants to return, but what seems to be more apparent is actually it's that's the thing, that's the non-thing that it fears the most. And so it maybe comes up with a story like, yeah, no, I really do want to have another glimpse. I really do want liberation. But actually, that's just a disguise of, no, I really don't want that. I'm going to do anything to pursue that so as to perpetuate my own separation, institutionalized dream. Because seeking confirms that as a reality and seems to just perpetuate it. But since no one is actually ever in that anyway, no thing can be done to speed it up or slow it down. There is no such thing as speeding up or slowing down. And there's no destination. There's no final arrival or paranirvana. There is just already unconditional freedom beyond limitation, direction, and dimension and comprehension. Even the terror, the fear, the despair, the wanting, the neurosis of wanting harder. This is all also what's longed for. Whatever's appearing is what's longed for. Not wanted, but what's longed for. My theory is that the human being intuitively knows when it's not happy and content and seeks for happiness or the absence of unhappiness. Therefore, what would be the response? Yeah, seeking simply seems to perpetuate a dream that's not really happening. And seeking Yes, it has been said, apparently by several, that this seems to, yeah, confirm and avoid death of a dream that's not really happening. Because seeking is resistance. There is no distinction. If seeking is happening, it's because resistance is happening. Resistance to what is already, non-separation. It's resisting its own illusory unreality. There seems to be discomfort for that illusory, contracted, simulated energy. And so seeking in any direction for comfort, relief, pleasure. Yeah. And even the attempt to stop seeking is another attempt to make this better, more bearable, more pleasant. The austerity of the yogi retreating away from all sensual pleasures in a cave or an ashram somewhere else, trying to overcome obstacles and hindrances of the mind. They're all fantastical stories to try and make this more bearable, more better, more interesting, more whole. There never wasn't wholeness, and there's no measurement of wholeness, just is wholeness. Thank you very much. Much love.